So, I wasn't able to release the episode before, and I probably, like, the episode will come probably later than usual because there's no time for me to voice act. It's also really long, and I'm gonna go through the character description just so, like, if you, like, don't know much about the characters, like, you forgot their names, I'll start with Reddish and then move on. So, Reddish is, like, his name is Reddish. He has yellow hair. He's more like a goofball and he's kind of dumb. He has a hoverboard that he doesn't use all the time, and it can shrink down, and he puts in his bandana, which he wears. He also has fire powers, and later he's going to look different because he's going to get a cool transformation. You all know how later. Retro, his name is Retro, he has water powers. He's basically kind of like Tony Stark of this universe. The reason why half of his head is red and it can't change is because his skin got ripped off, but like some DNA also went with it. I don't know, it just doesn't grow back. Sometimes he puts a metal plate over it, but not a lot of the time. And he is a robotic engineer, and his arm is gone, so he uses a robotic one instead. Both things he's Conquest. He's also really chill as well, and he's the smartest one out of everybody there. He basically has life and death power, so he can summon things like how he summoned the zombies, and he can also kill things, but it has to be some things that are weaker than him. And he has like energy powers. He can summon dragons. He did that in the fight against Blood and Portality. And the dragon that someone's gonna summon is not actually gonna be his dragon. The longer and more realistic dragons are actually from what's his name, Daiko's one. So he's also kind of mysterious and friends with good friends with like Retro, Reddish, and Drake. So Drake has time powers, and the more time he uses, the weaker he becomes, but then he can regrow his strength after that. His main weapon is a knife, but he doesn't use it much. His mask is there from a fight when he was younger, like only 12 or something. And his mask is just like black and it's made out of like fabric. Then it gets remade into metal, and now it gets remade into a better metal. Spytro is the mix of Elytro and Speedo, and his marks are different now. His metal like horns and his metal like forehead mask and his shoulders, I don't know whether they're just for protection or something. He has light and speed powers. It's kind of tricky, but he can lock in a lot of the times. And when you fuse, both voices actually talk. Both voices can talk, but most of the time it's just one voice, and that's them together making up the decisions. Because for them, when they're thinking of decisions, time is slower for them, but only in like talking, not in movement. Gyro is really, really, really strong. It's just that he wears a head mask scarf that he doesn't take off a lot of the time. So, and that like gives him more strength when he takes off. But that's why he doesn't take it off. He still can't beat Tentic if he takes all of it off, but he'd be close. He has like wristbands, special weighted clothing underneath his like trousers and stuff like that. He has crystal powers, and he's really smart, and he's been living since that copy of the Earth has started, and he's really wise basically. So yeah, and he has crystal powers that can length and become big as any like size. Raiko is the fusion of Dave and Kaido, and he has dragons from Kaido, and he has Dave's powers, and the reason why they did it was more of like a last resort, but they can't do it, they can undo any time, but they mostly stay in it forever just because they feel like if anything goes bad, they'd unsplit. Like, even people who go permanently, if they unsplit, they try to unsplit, they die. So I guess Warney's kind of cooked. Speaking of Warney, we're going to go to him next, and before we do, Daiko and Dave are really smart, so they make a good fusion. Warney is the mix of Nori and Rory, and since Rory has he can make stuff, but like not too overpowered stuff, and Nori has like sun and moon, they make a good fusion. and they did 2 times, so they're stronger than the other 2 fusions is. Well, I wouldn't really say they're stronger than Speedo and Nitro because they've been here for a longer time, but it's like a close match. Okay, now Tentic. I wouldn't really do the villains, but I decided I will. So, Tentic has been fighting for a long time, and since a mythical legend hasn't been killing the strong people around this galaxy or universe even anymore, Tentic seizes his opportunity and kills them. Tentic was born in a family of Celestials who are extremely strong, and then he killed them and then took more of their energy and powers, and now he's wreaking havoc everywhere. He prefers suffering more than killing, and he's ready to kill anybody. He has those chains on his body as well from where his parents used to wear to stop them from using their full powers, but it doesn't work on him because since they're gone, that means the spell is casted off the chains. Sandwich Kitty can stretch his limbs, regrow into different shapes and sizes, and Waffle Kitty is smart, and he's kind of like Retro, but no offense, but a little downgraded, but he is really kind of can help a lot and has healing powers. And they both were made by Scientist Guy, like he experimented on them. If you hear in Subject Mayhem, episode 2, you'll know about it. And he just basically grabbed humans and then grabbed a sandwich and a waffle and then gave them a lot of power, which took him almost all of his life to get. That he had to put metal, reinforcements into his body. Obi's Banana, you know him, he's Vedish's friend. He used to be a part of the group before he went away and then he turned evil. He has powers kind of like Retro because Retro kind of shared his powers with him. And Scientist Guy, his guy we all love, he's the main villain, well, in season 1 at least. He has a large robot, he's really, really, really smart. Why are there so much people who are smart like scientists, Jesus? Well, not scientists, but smart. And his mixer got destroyed because it had a shield, rocket launcher, the shield he didn't use most of the time, a rocket launcher and the jetpack. But then he changed to tentacles, kind of like the Astro Arms from Scary Each Other, if you know what I'm on about. And next we have Zoe, who basically gets made by people who are stronger than the average human. They have to all be good and pure, and then they basically put their hands together, and then he's created. He has syrup powers, which I don't know what my friend thought of that, which is pretty funny though. He has snow, and he is really strong, and he can regenerate, depends, but he also melts a lot, and yeah. And when he dies, he actually comes back to life, but only in winter, and then he can stay until May or something. Bloodust decided to fight because he was too dumb to be a scientist, which he doesn't know that, and he wasn't allowed to become one because he wanted to continue Scientist Guy's legacy, because he wanted to learn how to become a scientist and then kind of fight like him, basically pretend he's good but not be good. He has blood powers, his ego is his main weakness, and he also kind of regenerates as well, he's one of the best regenerators there, but then he died because if you incinerate every cell in his body, kind of like Cell from Dragon Ball, he just dies fully. And yeah. Now lastly is Portality. Portality is really smart, but he also has kind of an ego, not as big as Bloodus is though. He is really smart, he has portal powers, and he has one final form, which is a last resort, which is the eyeball form. He can untransform from that, but the fact is, he wouldn't normally do it because it's just so overpowered as heck. Obi had to sacrifice himself, bro. And yeah, now time to the actual episode that you've been waiting for. Fine, I guess I'll have to use my last resort then. I call this my second form. Well, it's technically my first new form, but it's my normal body would be my first form. This is my second form. I have more power now. I feel stronger. I look my clothes looks more godlier. This was more like a, what do you call it? A last resort kind of. Well, not really last resort, but I've had enough being played around, and I was using, let's say, 75% of my power, but now I'm times 5. Oh, I want to see your faces all get into bloody pups. And you, Jake, you annoy me the most. You just seem so weak, and you think you're so strong wearing that cool mask. Well, it's not even cool, it looks crap as hell. And shit as hell. But anyway, time for me to kill you all. Come here! Frozen! Wally fight. Come on, now I'm gonna have to rebuild this whole rocket ship. I mean, hey, I've nearly done all of it. Just gotta put this part on and then nail it together with a montage. Sadly, everything else is hollow on the inside. Alright, let's do this montage. Search around jetpack. This is them fighting. Looking for this head.
You immortal? What?
Maybe I am. Shut it down. Retro, get your ass over here, bro. Come on, you gotta help him. Put him in a wheelchair at least until we can heal him.
That's him. Oh yeah, this I gotta go.
Last 30 seconds. Also give him a new mask and make sure it's strong. Come on, man. Oh, he's breaking my visor. Onto this. Okay, now we're gonna get the hell back here. Where the hell are you? I know you're somewhere. Hey, thanks for the mask. This feels much later than the other one. Thanks for the wheelchair before I get healed. I don't know how much words I can say, but thank you a lot. Hey, it's okay, don't worry about it. Be quiet. He's coming. You know, I'm gonna explode this whole area.
Shit.